You wake up, you walk into the kitchen, and you pour yourself a cup of coffee. It is the exact same routine you have followed for decades. It wakes you up. It gets you ready for the day. You probably think it is completely harmless. But what if I told you that the specific way you are drinking your morning coffee is secretly destroying your blood sugar? Before you take your next sip, there is something critical you need to understand. I am not going to sell you a miracle supplement. I am not going to tell you to stop drinking coffee. Actually, I want you to keep drinking it, because the coffee sitting in your kitchen right now contains a hidden power. But if you make one simple mistake with your timing, it acts like pure liquid stress for your pancreas. Welcome to the Men's Wellness Blueprint. Today, we are talking about a silent crisis. Millions of men are walking around right now with elevated blood sugar. They have that unexplained fatigue after lunch. They have stubborn belly fat that will not budge. They are pre-diabetic and they do not even know it. Stay with me until the end of this video. I am going to show you exactly how a zero-cost adjustment to your daily coffee habit can naturally control your glucose and completely transform your health. First, we need to talk about what is happening inside your body. Think of your pancreas like the engine of a high-performance vehicle. Its main job is to produce insulin. Insulin is the key that opens the doors to your cells, allowing glucose from your food to enter and be burned as energy. When you eat, glucose floods your bloodstream. Your pancreas fires up, pumps out insulin, and the fuel is absorbed. Everything runs smoothly. But when you constantly consume things that spike your blood sugar quickly, that engine is forced to run at the red line. Over time, your cells stop responding. They become insulin resistant. Your pancreas has to work twice as hard just to keep you functioning. This is the gateway to type 2 diabetes. So where does coffee come in? Biochemically, black coffee is extraordinary. It contains hundreds of bioactive compounds, but two of them are absolute game changers: chlorogenic acid and trigonelline. Think of these two compounds as traffic controllers in your gut. When you drink coffee before eating, these compounds force your body to absorb sugar slowly and safely. Instead of a massive spike of glucose hitting your blood all at once, you get a slow, manageable drip. A massive study from the Harvard School of Public Health analyzed data from over 1 million people. Their conclusion? Regular coffee consumption severely reduces the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Researchers from the Karolinska Institute in Sweden reviewed 30 different studies with over 1 million participants, confirming the exact same thing. A 30% reduction in diabetes risk. But here is the dark side that nobody talks about. These benefits only exist if you drink coffee the right way. The wrong coffee at the wrong time will destroy your glucose control. Let me tell you about a guy named Arthur. He is 62 years old. A tough, retired guy, a creature of habit. He drank coffee every single day. But his fasting glucose was stuck at 138. His HbA1c, which measures your average blood sugar over 3 months, was at 7.1%, way into the danger zone. Arthur told me he did everything right. He walked 3 times a week. He did not eat junk food. But when we looked at his coffee routine, we found 3 massive classic mistakes. Mistakes you are probably making right now. Mistake number 1. Drinking black coffee on an empty stomach, right after waking up. This is the most common mistake and the most destructive. When you wake up, your body is naturally flooded with cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone. It tells your liver to dump glucose into your bloodstream so you have the energy to get out of bed. It is a natural survival mechanism. But when you pour caffeine on top of a cortisol spike on an empty stomach, it is like throwing gasoline on a fire. The caffeine overstimulates your adrenal glands. Your liver panics and dumps even more sugar into your blood. You have not even taken a single bite of food, yet your blood sugar has already spiked by 20 to 40 points. A study in the British Journal of Nutrition proved exactly this. Morning coffee on an empty stomach directly impairs your glucose control. Mistake number 2. Adding sugar, artificial sweeteners, or heavy creams. Adding a spoonful of sugar to your coffee causes an immediate glucose spike, completely destroying the protective benefits of the chlorogenic acid. But what about artificial sweeteners? You might think they are a safe hack. They are not. A massive study published in the journal Nutrition showed that sweeteners like aspartame and sucralose severely damage your gut microbiome. Your gut bacteria are essential for processing sugar. When you destroy them with fake sugars, you ruin your long-term blood sugar control. Mistake number 3. Drinking coffee in the late afternoon or at night. Caffeine has a half-life of about 6 hours. If you drink a strong cup at 3 in the afternoon, half of that caffeine is still in your blood at 9 at night. Keeps your cortisol elevated and destroys your deep sleep. And here is the brutal truth. If you do not get deep sleep, your body cannot regulate insulin. Poor sleep equals uncontrolled blood sugar. It is a vicious cycle. When Arthur and I fixed these 3 mistakes, his fasting blood sugar dropped from 138 to 112 in just 8 weeks. His HbA1c dropped to 6.6%. No new medications. No radical diets. Just changing when and how he drank his coffee. Here at the Men's Wellness Blueprint, we focus on actionable protocols. So, here is exactly how you should drink your coffee starting tomorrow morning. The first golden window, breakfast, but delayed. When you wake up, do not touch the coffee maker. Drink a large glass of water. Wait at least 45 minutes. Let your natural cortisol levels drop. Then eat a protein-heavy breakfast. Scrambled eggs, a steak, or plain Greek yogurt. Only after you have eaten protein, you drink your coffee. Black, no sugar. Why? Because the protein buffers the impact of the caffeine. It stops the cortisol spike, and it stops your liver from dumping sugar into your blood. If you want a massive upgrade, add half a teaspoon of organic cinnamon to that black coffee. Cinnamon contains compounds that mimic insulin, forcing your muscle cells to absorb sugar rapidly. The second golden window, 20 minutes before lunch. This is a high-level metabolic hack. 20 to 30 minutes before your biggest meal of the day, drink a small cup of plain black coffee. The chlorogenic acid will line your digestive tract and act like a sponge. When you finally eat your meal, the coffee will block the rapid absorption of carbohydrates. A Harvard Medical School study confirmed that this specific habit significantly lowers glucose and insulin spikes in the first 15 minutes after eating. The third golden window, immediately after a workout. If you lift weights or do intense cardio, pay attention. Within 30 minutes of finishing your workout, your muscles are starving for fuel. They are highly receptive to glucose. If you drink a cup of black coffee right after training, the caffeine forces your muscles to act like a vacuum, sucking glucose out of your bloodstream to use for recovery. It is a metabolic window of opportunity that 99% of men completely ignore. Let me tell you about Marcus, 58 years old. He came in with type 2 diabetes, struggling with fatigue, heavy legs, and an HbA1c stubbornly stuck at 7.5%. He was taking his medication, but nothing was working. His routine? Sweetened coffee with milk at 7 a.m. Sugary coffee at 3 p.m. to fight his afternoon crash. We deployed the blueprint. We delayed his morning coffee by 45 minutes and paired it with a boiled egg. We added the pre-lunch black coffee. And we completely eliminated the 3 p.m. sugar coffee, replacing it with a brisk 20-minute walk. 6 weeks later, his HbA1c dropped to 6.8%. His fasting glucose stabilized at 109. He looked at me and said he finally had his energy back. We did not change his prescriptions. We changed his relationship with coffee. To protect those results, you must avoid the 4 invisible enemies that destroy coffee's benefits. Enemy number 1, sugar. Refined, brown, or raw. It does not matter. Sugar cancels out the chlorogenic acid. Period. Enemy number 2, artificial sweeteners. They destroy your gut flora. If you absolutely must sweeten your coffee, use a tiny amount of natural stevia, which has not shown the same microbiome damage in clinical trials. Enemy number 3, cheap, industrialized instant coffee. Those packets are loaded with hidden hydrogenated fats, preservatives, and mold toxins. Drink real, freshly ground, 100% Arabica coffee. Enemy number 4, the coffee and pastry trap. Drinking healthy black coffee while eating a donut or a bagel is useless. The refined carbohydrate spike is so massive that the coffee cannot save you. To truly bulletproof your blood sugar, you need to combine your smart coffee habit with two other non-negotiable rules. I call this the protection triad. First, smart coffee. Drink it black, delayed in the morning, and never late in the day. Second, daily movement. You do not need to run a marathon. 30 minutes of brisk walking every day acts like a drain, physically pulling glucose out of your blood and into your muscles. Third, heavy protein. As men age, our bodies become less efficient at using protein. You need to consume high-quality meats, eggs, and fish at every meal to protect your muscle mass. Muscle is your body's biggest consumer of sugar. The more muscle you keep, the better your blood sugar will be. Listen to me carefully. Everything I have shared with you today is based on solid, peer-reviewed clinical data. However, this is educational information, not personal medical advice. If you have diagnosed diabetes and are taking insulin or metformin, never stop your medication on your own. Take this blueprint to your doctor, show them the plan, and work together. Your body is not broken. When you feel tired, when your blood sugar spikes, when you gain belly fat, these are just signals. Your body is asking for a change in its environment. And true health does not live in a pharmacy. It is built in your kitchen, through the small, daily choices you make. If this video opened your eyes, hit the like button and subscribe to the Men's Wellness Blueprint. We are building a community of men who refuse to be average and who refuse to let modern diseases steal their vitality. Share this video with a brother, a father, or a friend who drinks coffee every day. You might just save their life. In our next video, I am going to reveal the 5 supposed health foods that are secretly destroying men's testosterone levels. Make sure your notifications are turned on so you don't miss it. Take control of your daily habits. Build your blueprint, and I will see you in the next video.